Ever wondered if there's a big boss upstairs? Maybe someone with a great beard and a long to-do list for humanity? Let's talk about it. Now, you might be thinking, here we go, another sermon. But hold on, we're going on an adventure, and our guides are some of the biggest brains in history. First up, let's bring in the heavyweights. Sir Isaac Newton, the guy who basically discovered gravity when an apple fell on his head, or so the story goes. He wrote more about theology than he did about science. He saw the universe as this giant, intricate clock, the planets, the stars, all moving in perfect harmony. And he thought, a clock this amazing must have a clockmaker. He called this the unmoved mover, or the first cause. Basically, something had to kickstart the whole cosmic party, and for Newton, that something was God. It's like finding a perfectly baked cake on your kitchen counter. You don't assume the flour, sugar, and eggs just had a wild party and assembled themselves. You assume there was a baker. But wait, let's stir the pot a little. Fast forward a couple of centuries to another genius, Albert Einstein. You know him, E equals mc squared, wild hair, the whole package. Einstein had a different take. He once famously said, "I believe in Spinoza's God." Baruch Spinoza was a 17th century philosopher who thought God wasn't some person-like being sitting on a cloud, but that God is the universe. The trees, the stars, the laws of physics, you mean this very conversation, that's God. So for Einstein, God wasn't a personal deity who answers prayers or judges our questionable life choices. Instead, God was the sublime, beautiful, and orderly structure of the universe itself. He wasn't looking for a cosmic manager. He was in awe of the cosmic machinery. So is God the baker, or is God the cake itself? The plot thickens. Now, let's get into the real head-scratcher, the argument from design. Look at the human eye. It's an incredibly complex piece of biological engineering. It has a lens, an iris, a retina with millions of photoreceptor cells, all working together to let you watch cat videos on the internet. For centuries, thinkers like William Paley used this as proof of a divine designer. He made a famous analogy. If you find a watch on the beach, you know it didn't just wash up from the sea, fully formed. Its complexity implies a watchmaker. So, an eye, which is infinitely more complex, must imply an eye maker, right? Well, then Charles Darwin came along and offered another explanation, evolution by natural selection. Darwin showed how, over millions of years, simple light-sensitive spots could gradually evolve into the complex eyes we have today. Each tiny improvement, no matter how small, gave an organism a slight survival advantage, which was then passed down. It's not a single act of creation, but a long, long process of trial and error. It's like instead of a baker making a cake in one go, you have a million monkeys randomly throwing ingredients together for a billion years, and eventually, one of them accidentally produces a masterpiece. So, the conflict is clear, is the complexity of life the work of an intelligent designer, or the result of a blind, natural process? One points to a conscious creator, the other to the impersonal forces of nature. Let's expand on this a bit. The universe itself seems weirdly fine-tuned for life. This is called the fine-tuning argument. Think of it like this. The universe has a bunch of fundamental constants, like the strength of gravity or the charge of an electron. If you were to change any of these numbers by even a tiny fraction, like seriously tiny, the equivalent of changing one grain of sand in all the beaches of the world, the universe as we know it couldn't exist. Stars wouldn't form, atoms would fly apart, and life would be impossible. It's as if someone was setting the dials on a cosmic control panel and got them just right for us to be here. Physicist Paul Davies put it this way. The universe seems contrived, almost like it's a put-up job. To many, this precision points directly to a tuner, a creator who set the conditions for life. But then, science throws a curveball with the multiverse theory. What if our universe isn't the only one? What if there are countless, maybe infinite, universes, each with different physical laws and constants? In that case, it's not surprising that we find ourselves in one that supports life. It's like a cosmic lottery. If you buy enough tickets, one of them is bound to win. We just happen to live in a universe that won the life-friendly jackpot. If we didn't, we wouldn't be here to wonder about it. This is called the anthropic principle. So, are we the result of a deliberate design or just cosmic lottery winners? The jury is still out. And this brings us to the edge of what we know, into the realm of pure mystery. Let's talk about consciousness. What is it? You're not just a collection of atoms. You have subjective experiences. You feel joy, sadness, you see the color red, you taste chocolate. Scientists can scan your brain and see neurons firing, but they can't see your experience. This is what philosopher David Chalmers calls the hard problem of consciousness. Where does this inner world, this subjective awareness, come from? Some scientists, like Christoph Koch, a leading neuroscientist, spent his career trying to find consciousness in the brain's hardware. After decades, he's come to believe that consciousness might be a fundamental property of the universe, just like space or time. He's exploring ideas like panpsychism, the theory that consciousness, in some elementary form, is everywhere and in everything. This sounds a lot like Spinoza's God, doesn't it? The idea that a divine or conscious element is woven into the very fabric of reality. Is consciousness a ghost in the machine, something beyond the physical? Or is it an emergent property of complex brain activity that we just don't understand yet? Could this be where science and spirituality meet? We can describe what the brain does, but we can't explain the feeling of being alive. This gap, this mystery of the mind, is for many people the most compelling reason to believe in something more, something that transcends purely material explanations. It's the final frontier, the place where physics meets philosophy, and where the question of God becomes deeply personal. So where does that leave us? We've journeyed from Newton's clockmaker God to Einstein's God of cosmic order. We've wrestled with Darwin's evolution versus the argument from design. We've marveled at the fine-tuned universe and considered the possibility of a multiverse. And we've stared into the abyss of consciousness, the deepest mystery of all. The truth is, science can't definitively prove or disprove the existence of God. It's not a scientific question. Science works on what is testable, observable, and falsifiable. A creator who exists outside of space and time is, by definition, beyond the reach of our telescopes and microscopes. So what do? We're left standing at a crossroads. One path is faith, a belief in something that cannot be proven. The other path is skepticism, a demand for evidence that may never come. And there's a third path, agnosticism, which is simply admitting, I don't know. And you know what? That's a perfectly valid and perhaps the most intellectually honest position to take. The quest to understand our place in the cosmos is what makes us human. Whether you believe in a personal God, a cosmic force, or nothing at all, the wonder and the questions are what unite us. The universe is a vast and mysterious place, and maybe the most important thing is not to have all the answers, but to never stop asking the questions. Thanks for joining me on this mind-bending journey. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's have a respectful conversation. And if you enjoyed this little trip down the rabbit hole, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more explorations into the big questions of life. See you next time.